Shout out. I wasn't gonna do this story because sometimes, like I did the thing on Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. And sometimes everybody know where I lie. Everybody know where I lie. Everybody know where I'm all for the gener. This is a more like a human rights issue than a black and white issue. I'm all for black people. I'm all for human rights. If people want to get down to it, if you on the other side of it, if you want to, it's a human right issue. But the topic and the basis of this story is Tim Bradley telling a lie to try to fit into the time and just to be just to fit in. Sometimes people do that. I could tell Andre Ward's story was genuine because of his mixed background, and you could tell it was coming from a genuine place, and it's very authentic. But very authentic. But Tim Bradley seemed like it was forced, and it seemed like he just had to have something to say. He's a black man, so since it says black is the flavor of the month, we got white conda, we got white people bowing down with Kunta Kinte cloths on, so he's the flavor of the month. Black is the flavor of the month right now, so I feel like Tim Bradley wanted to cash in on his blackness and come up with a story of him telling his mixed child or his mixed stepchild, whatever the situation was, that he's a black man. And it was a 4-year-old, and I know 4 years, like H Money said, and I was thinking about, I know 4 years old don't even have their mindset to be saying some of the things. But I know 4-year-olds are different from the 4 years olds when I was growing up. Because I'm a little older than Tim Bradley, but I know it just don't sound like something mixed or a 4-year-old talking about. Tim Bradley maybe just be, he just don't seem like a authentic dude, man. He just don't seem real. And that's one thing about me. That's why I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. That's why I would never have a whole lot of subscribers, because I'm as real as it get, and that's to my detriment sometimes. I'm just real as it get. I don't have a dishonest bone in my body. I just tell things how it is, and the people that fuck with me. The ones that don't, I really don't give a fuck. But check Andre Ward out.
To not allow any of that to come out of me, but to also fight for it and fight against it. And I think for the boxing community, if we want to affect change, I think we can start right here at home. You know, myself as well as many other African American fighters, for many, many years, we've had to deal with double standards. We've had to deal with, certain prejudices and certain bias where, if an African American fighter is not a villain, if he is not boisterous, if he's not a guy who is jumping on tables and just doing crazy things at press conferences, he's not worth the price of admission. He's not worth your streaming buy or your pay-per-view buy. And that's something.
And Floyd Mayweather wasn't the first one that came out with that. Some people was villains before Floyd Mayweather even came along. Jack Johnson was a villain just for being who he was. Muhammad Ali was a villain just for being who he was. And there's a quite few blacks that was villains just for being who they were. And it was the goody two shoes. Blacks blacks can't be in the middle. Either you extremely nice, the pretty boy, the one with the smile, the all-American guy like Sugar Ray Leonard, never told a lie type of motherfucker, put an apple on your teacher desk, or you was the villain. You couldn't just not be yourself and just be a good fighter. I get that.
That I detest, and I personally, as well as others, have protested this line of thinking and have protested this thought where when Floyd Mayweather was pretty boy Floyd Mayweather, nobody paid attention. But all of a sudden, when he became the villain, when he became Money Mayweather, now he was worth the price of admission to see him lose. This is something that, again, it's bothered me. I have protested against it. Other fighters have.
But Floyd did not originate that. That was going on way before Floyd even got into boxing. Floyd seen an opportunity against Oscar De La Hoya to put on a black hat, and he did it.
Well, my situation has been really difficult at my household, with my children, with my wife. You got to understand that my wife is Hispanic, my children are Hispanic and also black. And I also have 2 stepchildren that are Hispanic and Caucasian. And their father is an officer. He is in law enforcement.
Which is more than likely he's a
And I have friends
racist.
in law enforcement. And I have a brother in law enforcement. But I want to share a story with you folks.
More than likely, all the people in law enforcement around that town know who exactly Tim Bradley is. That's another reason why I don't believe this story.
Happened a year ago, with my 4-year-old son. And I think all you guys need to hear this. We were getting ready for school. It was early in the morning. Went outside and I asked my son, which car you want to drive today? Which car you want to go in? It was a car that I had been fixing for a little while. I haven't driven it in about 3 years. And I knew he was going to say that car, but I was a little skeptical to get in that car because I knew the type of attention that car can bring. I got in anyway because I wanted to see the smile on my son's face. We're getting halfway to school. Next thing you know, I hear whoop, whoop. I look in my rearview mirror, and what do I see? Not 1, not 2, but 4 officers behind me. I turned around, and I looked at my son. My heart was pumping 100 miles an hour. And I told my son, look at me. Do exactly what I tell you to do right now. Don't say anything at all. Keep your hands up high. Okay.
As white as Tim Bradley is, he don't have a black bone in his body. That's another reason why I don't believe the story. He just don't seem authentic. He just don't seem authentic. He seemed like he's more white. Seemed like he would have been more relaxed in a situation like that. Hey, you doing, officer? How you doing, officer? It's me, Timmy. It's me, Uncle Timmy. And he seemed like he would have been relaxed during that type of time. There's only certain type of black people that be like nervous around. Some black people is cool around cops. And he seemed like he one of them. That's why he don't seem authentic. Some black people are cool around cops. All black people not scared of the cops. And Tim Bradley don't seem like the ones that scared of the cops. He seems like he'll be comfortable around cops.
Okay? He said, okay, Dad. Well, anyways, I didn't get apprehended once they figured out who I was. And as we continued to drive, my son asked me, Dad, why did they pull us over? And I said, son, they pulled us over because of the color of our skin and the type of car that we're driving. I said, that's the truth, son. And I said, let me tell you something that my dad told me 30 years ago. He told me that because the color of your skin, son, because the color of your skin, you already have a strike already on you.
I know for a fact his father didn't say that. And I know for a fact that Tim Bradley is lying. Tim Bradley made up this racist story to go with the narrative out here. That's what's going on at the sign of the times. Tim Bradley, that didn't happen. And what you doing is stirring up the pot of racism. You making things worse.